Welcome back, everybody. It's my birthday, big 35. I can't, oh God, how did time go by so fast? You know, what's funny is when the show first aired, the very first episode, January 10th, 1999, obviously I'm talking about The Sopranos, not this show, but when The Sopranos first aired, January 10th, 1999, the first episode is about Tony's son, AJ, or Anthony Jr., his 13th birthday. And actually, in 3 weeks from the first original air date was my 13th birthday. So that's kind of funny. That was always kind of a close tie-in for me. I wasn't allowed to watch The Sopranos when I was 13. But one of the big highlights of his birthday party, or what would have been had his grandma shown up, would have been the Baked Ziti. Now, Baked Ziti comes up more times in The Sopranos than any other dish. Carmela's Ziti, Bobby's wife Karen's Ziti. Later on, we'll do Janice's vegetarian Ziti. I'm a meat guy, so. And then Grandma's Baked Ziti.
And I expect to see you tonight at Anthony Jr.'s birthday party with your Baked Ziti.
Only if I'm picked up and I'm brought back home.
Which leads us to quite possibly one of the best lines in the whole show.
Not coming.
Who?
Grandma just called. Started crying and hung up.
She needs a purpose in life.
No, your mother is tougher than you think.
So what, no fucking Ziti now?
Hey!
What makes that line hilarious is he's 13 and saying it in front of a priest. So Baked Ziti, it's probably gonna be like one of the easiest episodes there are. In the description below is a link to how to make Sunday gravy. That was my second episode. I gotta tell you, Sunday gravy takes forever, so be sure you have a whole day set up for that. I just, before hitting start, started preheating the oven to 350. Get that step out the way first. The ingredients is a whole bunch of cheese, Sunday gravy, and of course, ziti. Now, I live in the small town of Santa Maria, California. For some reason, there's some sort of ziti shortage. I had to go like 3 different stores to go find it. I finally did at a chain store. I would have preferred to have bought local, but whatever. So anyways, ziti, they're kind of like a crossbreed between really big macaroni and really tiny penne. So you could use penne, you could use macaroni, mix it up. It's essentially still gonna taste delicious. What we got is diced mozzarella, ricotta, and Parmesan Reggiano. I also, in addition to the diced mozzarella, I have shredded mozzarella because I'm gonna coat it on top after the fact. So, step 1, boil pasta. We all know how to do that, right? I'm not gonna sit here for 15 minutes while that fills up and boils, but you get the gist. Boil pasta. All right, time just expired on the timer. I'm gonna turn the heat off. Try one of these Ziti. Not that one apparently. Try one of these others. Let me just drop it in the colander because it's really hot. That's the perfect level of al dente. I'm throwing this Italian at you. Al dente, just the really fancy way of saying it's kind of tough. Dente and dentane come from the same root word in Latin. So, you know, the hard part of the teeth. I went ahead and I pre-staged the strainer in the sink. Now, a lot of people want to rinse water over the strainer while they're pouring out pasta. Don't do that. You will wash away the starch, which I know some people are like, yeah, I need less starch. But by washing away the starch, you loosen the pasta's ability to grip onto sauce. Speaking of the sauce, here's the Sunday gravy. I told you I'm gonna be doing this Soprano cookbook style, right? I'm going off script now. I'm going rogue. The cookbook wants me to put a layer of sauce, put in some ziti, put in some more sauce, put in some ricotta, and kind of just do this layering process, which, to be honest, I did do a rehearsal round of this, just because I was like, I've never done it like that. And I gotta tell, it turned out fine. It turned out okay. But really, just to make life easier, I'm gonna do it the way I always have. So, I'm gonna take the salsa, I'm gonna put it back into the pot that I used. Use a little scrapery thing to get all the goodness out. And then take the pasta. I lost another ziti. Getting rid of all the excess water. Putting the ziti in with the Sunday gravy. Now I'm gonna take the ricotta. Got my scraper. I'm gonna put the ricotta on top. The heat from the pasta is gonna help the ricotta melt. And I'm just gonna stir it all in together. Now, if you're thinking, this looks like quite a bit, I'm doing a double batch. That's why. So the ricotta is becoming creamier with the heat. And we're getting the Sunday gravy stirred up from the bottom. And it's all homogenizing like the melting pot that is America. I'm going to switch over to one of these so I can really get some of that sauce from the bottom up to the top. And you can see some of the meatballs that we made when we were making the Sunday gravy. Again, link in the description below to that video. Wait, is the oven preheat? Creo que sí, ¿verdad? Yeah. All right, yeah, my oven's been preheated for a while now. I don't remember hearing it. Essentially 1 pound of ziti is going into each one of these pounds. I'm eyeballing it. All right, here we go. So we're gonna take a little bit in each. Que rico se mira, ¿verdad? I got my little niece over here watching, because, you know, best way to celebrate your birthday is with family, right? So I didn't fill it up, as you can see. There's still more in the pot. Now it's diced mozzarella time, and we sprinkle it liberally. I save some off to the side. More, about the same amount on this side. Spread it out. My little niece decided she has better places to be and things to do. Probably gonna go get her tablet or something, like kids do nowadays. Or she's gonna go grab her tablet so that she can, you know, share this video and subscribe like you should be doing. Yes, I know I already said that. I'm really trying to get subscriptions. Can't blame me for trying. We're gonna go have one more go at it. There we go. Kind of even it out. So it's not necessarily Carmela's baked ziti. This is Anthony's baked ziti, since we made my adjustments to it. So we take the rest of the diced mozzarella there and here, spread it out a little. Oh my goodness, that totally doesn't look like enough cheese, right? You're right, that's why I brought some extra reinforcements. So this layer is going to melt across the top. I know I've said it before plenty of times, but any chance you get, use your hands, your clean hands, wash them. I shouldn't have to tell you that, but you're grown adults. You've been through a pandemic and a quarantine by this point. Spread the mozzarella on the top layer. I'm gonna be honest, that still doesn't look like enough. Hold that thought. Yeah, I just went to the bag. Why not, right? I tried to be all Food Network fancy with my little bowls all prepped. But when it comes down to it, more cheese is better. That goo factor, that gooey factor, that's what we're going for here. I'd say that's enough. Now the Parmesan I'm gonna divide between the two. Blend it in. There's cheese all over the place. I don't care right now. It's my birthday. I can throw cheese if I want to. All right, the oven has finished preheating to 350 degrees, and they're gonna go in for about a half hour. Go ahead and set a timer for a half hour, but really just want the cheese to melt. If you wanted to, at this point, you could put foil over this, put it in the freezer. It would last you a while. Okay, these two are going in. We'll see what they look like in a half hour. I've said before plenty of times, I'm not a professional chef, but I have worked in kitchens before, and every chef I've worked under has said, clean as you go. I got a half hour that I got nothing to do but talk to my cousin and drink wine. But while I'm doing that, I'm also gonna be cleaning the kitchen because that's gonna make things better for me on the backside. That way I can just dig in and enjoy and eat the ziti. Okay, so earlier when I said about 30 minutes, I remembered the book my cousin moved my book. Anyways, I remembered incorrectly. It actually says 15 to 30 minutes. I don't think it needs anywhere close to 30 minutes. My timer just went off at the 16-minute mark, and all the cheese on top is melty. It looks amazing. I'm gonna just crack it open. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull it out now, because the great thing about baked ziti, you can rewarm it whenever you want. Actually, for some strange reason, Italian food, I think it's maybe has something to do with the tomato sauce, is the best reheatable food out there. Something about it just makes it better the next day. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take it out. I'll let it cool down a little. I'll show you guys how it turned out. And then I'm gonna put foil on it. I'm gonna leave one for later on, because, you know, birthday dinner and all. And then the other one I'm actually gonna take to a friend's house to celebrate with them. Remember, whenever you open the oven, let that first wave of hot air go past you. Lift with the knees. I'm gonna let that cool down a little bit before I take the first bite, because I actually care about my taste buds and I don't like them being singed off before I get to enjoy anything. All right. It's cooled down enough to my liking. I'm hungry, I wanna get into this thing. But if y'all wanna take a closer look, the cheese is really holding it into place. So I'll just start on this corner. Okay. See the steam coming off of it. Oh, look at the mozzarella holding on. Oh yeah. It's nice and warm. I can still feel mozzarella on my lip. We get a close-in shot over here. This is still really hot and might burn me, but it smells so good, and I know the taste is gonna be worth it. Thankfully, it cooled down enough. Didn't hurt. Tastes delicious. All the mozzarella, the pasta, the tomato, and the meat from the Sunday gravy. If the rest of 35 turns out as good as this baked ziti did, I'm looking at a pretty good year coming up. I would say cent'anni, but I don't really want to be around here that long. Gosh, I don't even know what to say. I'm happy to be alive. And you should definitely make your own version of baked ziti. Follow the book, make changes the way I did. Add more basil, add more cheese, subtract some cheese if you think that that's way too much cholesterol and you're watching your figure. Whatever you want to do, I encourage you to try out some of these recipes at home. Do a Google search, try out any recipe, but just get in the kitchen, have some fun. Some of my best times with some of my best friends have been cooking in the kitchen with them. So anyways, enjoy, have a great week, and next week is gonna be a surprise because I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's gonna be good, I bet. All right, catch you next time.